gon' be
So tonight, cryptos is here to stay. I put it all on the line tonight. Get rich or get robbed. I put it all on the line tonight.
Baby, can you come home? We don't need no money. I just need my baby. So baby, we gon' get you money. Baby, can you come home? We don't need no money. I just need my baby. So baby, we gon' be fine.
One man, one plan. Yes, sir. I put it all on the line tonight. Yes, sir. That's me. I put it all on the line tonight.
No, no money. I just baby. So baby, gon' be fine. We don't need no money. I just need my baby. So baby, we gon' be fine.
So tonight, cryptos is here to stay. I put it all on the line tonight. Get rich or get robbed. I put it all on the line tonight.
Baby, can you come home? We don't need no money. I just need my baby. So baby, we gon' get you money. Baby, can you come home? We don't need no money. I just need my baby. So baby, we gon' be fine.
We're live. Welcome to CMAR, everybody. Crypto is my retirement. This is your host, King Harry III. This is you watching me on my journey to $10 million. If you watch me today, this is not financial advice. I am not your financial advisor. I am just on my way to $10 million. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe. Join my Patreon. Join my membership as we experience the greatest crypto channel that ever existed. That is right. So today, as you see, I got Cuz with me right here. That's right. We have some really interesting information that we want to share with you today. It's Conspiracy Hour. Now, if you doggies do not know, if you doggies are just now getting tapping into the Conspiracy Hour, we've been doing pretty good, man. We've been talking about the balloons,
the giants,
the flags, man,
the flag, snake and the dragon,
snake
and the eagle,
and we've been getting some really good feedback, man. So I'm trying my best to continue to give you guys a different perspective on the channel because this is the greatest crypto channel ever existed. We like making money, but conspiracy and crypto go hand in hand. But before we go forward, we're going to have to give a shout out to the members. I always got to give a shout out to my gang members, man. These are the people that put the money on the wood. You feel what I'm saying? So, all right. So, first thing I want to say is shout out to Mr. Pink. He's a family of the show. Shout out to Benny Frank. He's a gang member. Shout out to Richard P. He's a fan of the show. Shout out to Sly for Larry, a.k.a. Sly for Shit GF, a.k.a. Sly for Lodo. Sly for Larry is a family of the show. Shout out to Doge Chef Solo. He's a gang member. Shout out to Guadalupe Munez. He's a gang member. Shout out to RQ Man. He's a fan of the show. Shout out to Just a Man. He's a fan of the show. Shout out to Terrazio. He's a fan of the show. Shout out to Richard P. He's a fan of the show. Shout out to Bullish Prince of Wales. He's a gang member. And last but not least, Soldier Ingram, fan of the show. Thank you so much. I highly appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you guys being here today. All right, so Conspiracy Hour today, man. If you guys don't know, I already got one strike. Already. This is my third week doing this show, and I have one strike already. They told me if they give me another strike, they said, look, if you get another strike, CMAR, you're not going to be able to post any videos. We're going to put a block for a whole week. They really put me in a jam.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, but you know,
it's ridiculous to think that we at a point in this country that's supposed to be all about freedom, but we're at a point in this country where we can't even express our opinions about certain things because just our very opinions alone. And who the fuck are we, right? We're not celebrities. We're not nobody famous. We're just regular dudes having a couple drinks, sitting back talking shit. And just the mere idea of that makes them want to cancel you, stop your videos, or it's not even like we up there putting death threats. It's not even like we up here saying racial shit. It's not even like that we saying anything, you know, crazy or off the chain or wishing death or harm on anybody. We just expressing our opinions about controversial topics. And
yeah, so it's pretty much alternative thinking, you know what I'm saying? Which is freedom, basically. It's like it's like this. It's we can believe in Santa Claus, and you can promote Santa Claus, but
and we all know Santa Claus some bullshit,
right? But Santa Claus is not fake news.
No,
you know what I'm saying. So we can believe in these holidays, Easter Bunny, and a lot of acts. We could actually go and put it in the public and talk about it,
right?
But at the same time, it's considered, you know, something. It's considered misinformation. Even though we live in a country where
it's not, and
like it is misinformation.
It's just like you said. I could sit up there and say, yeah, Santa Claus is real. He'll be at your house on Christmas Eve to drop you off a present.
It'll be an ad for that.
Exactly. Now we all know that that's bullshit, but we all it's a lie, right?
It's a lie.
It's a lie. But they won't flag that as misinformation.
All right, hold on right quick. All right, so the first thing we're gonna do is watch this video. This is the video that you sent me, cuz.
Oh yeah.
Let's put it right here. It's on TikTok. Hold on.
Did you know that gangs in Chicago?
All right. Pause this. There we go. we got our whole text and shit going. He said, if you need $15, you need the money, I'll get you. If you need $15, I'm gonna get it to you. Cuz gonna pay for my ticket, but I paid for his. Look at God. Alright, we're gonna go ahead and play this right quick. Let's go see what they say, man. Alright.
Did you know that gangs in Chicago are using witchcraft to try and hurt? Did you know that gangs in Chicago are using witchcraft to try and hurt their enemies?
Okay.
Police found dozens of satanic items in a drug bust in 2021. After questioning the gang members, they confessed what it was used for. They tried to put hexes and spells on rival gangs and try to summon demons to hurt them permanently. And it's not just Chicago. These items have been found in Los Angeles, New York, and cartels. There's been rumors of this for decades, but in recent years, there's been a huge surge among gangs. Did you know that gangs in Chicago are using witchcraft?
So, you brought this to my attention, and it's very interesting because, you know, I'm not the most savviest guy that's gang this, gang that, but one thing I do know is that there are symbols within gangs. You know?
Absolutely.
And when you showed me this video, it was very interesting that in Chicago. Hold on, just explain that. Just explain that right
Yeah,
now.
so allegedly like you said, back in 2021, there was a drug bust at some drug spot or whatnot, from what I understand. And in this drug bust, the police had uncovered items of witchcraft.
Okay.
You know, so like I'm quite sure people seen this in the movies where you got the pentagram, which is the upside down 5-point star. You got these little witchcraft books and things like that. And come to find out that these gang members are using witchcraft and voodoo to put spells on the ops.
Their enemy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now this the shit coming out my mouth and I'm hearing myself say it don't even sound fucking real.
Right, it don't right. Niggas in witchcraft?
It don't even, it sounds like a horrible movie plot.
Yeah.
But apparently this is what's going on right now. Apparently a lot of these gang members have resorted to witchcraft and sorcery and dark magic as a form of weaponry against their ops in the streets. Which is kind of scary. Because I don't know if people know this or not, but there's a reason why certain people like me, I'm one of those people that don't like fucking with things like the Ouija board, right?
The Ouija board, okay.
Yeah, you couldn't, if you got an Ouija board in your house, I would not go in there. No bullshit. I would not play with an Ouija board. You won't bring one into my house. Because the thing is about an Ouija board is that it opens up a door to another world.
You think it opens up a door. Because some people don't believe in it.
Some people don't believe it, and that's fine. I think that it does.
Okay.
I think that there's something to it. And we can talk about that on another episode. But it opens up a door to another world, right? And if you don't know what you're doing, you can let certain things over that are probably not supposed to come over. And also, if you don't know what you're doing, you can leave that door open. Do you see what I'm saying? Because it's a certain way when you play on a Ouija board, it's a certain way that you have to...
There's a method.
It's something that you have to do to shut that world down, to keep things from coming up.
Okay.
So, a problem with this is you got...
Now, not to get off topic because we want to stick with the Chicago thing. Now, what makes that clip very interesting to me is let's just look at the symbology of certain games.
Absolutely.
Now, in Chicago, you have the GDs, the BDs, and stuff like that. So let's just look at, Chicago. Let's type in Chicago gang signs. Let's look at this. Okay, let's look at the images. Real simple, and this is all freestyle. You got the pitchforks, Gangster Disciples. Look at this right there.
Look at that.
Right, that's that right there. Hold on, let me pull it so I can see it, man. There we go. Boom. All right. So yeah, right there we got the pitchforks right there. Now, what is that? What is that called? A pentagram? What is that called?
No, that's that.
No. The pentagram, the 5-point star.
The upside down 5-point star.
Okay, that's the upside down 5-point star.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you're not a 5-point star. You got the point at the top. You got the 2 points on the side and the 1 point in the middle. Where if you flip a pentagram upside down, if you flip that star upside down, it's a pentagram.
Okay. Well, that's the Star of David.
Right. That's the Star of David.
That's the Star of David.
The other star is the Star of Bethlehem. Right.
So we got the Star of David, and then there's a lot of symbology. The pitchforks going up. Let's see what else. I'm not a gang specialist, so
yeah. And then let's talk about something else too. Now I don't know how long some of your viewers have been listening to rap or whatnot, right?
Hold on, before we get to that, let's just cover this the symbology first. Let's cover that first, so we get too far. So this is the GDs, right?
The GDs.
The Gangster Disciple, the BDs, right? They all in the 6, I believe.
I believe so.
Okay, cool. So the next sign we have is the 5-point star, 5-star, right? So for people that don't know, these are relevant symbols within Chicago gangs, right? So I'll put 5-point star. What we got some right here? Let's tie this up right quick. Right, what is this? What is this? Vice Lord? Yep, the Vice Lord.
Yeah, Vice Lord. Yeah, because they all gangs. It's. I don't know when this happened, but in Chicago, the most of the gangs broke off into 1 or 2 sets. One set was called the Peoples, and one set was called the Folks.
The Peoples and the Folks. Okay.
Right. The Peoples ran under the 5-point star. Those gangs would include gangs like Vice Lords, Blackstones. I think a lot of Latin Kings run under the 5.
But the question is, do you think there's spirituality
absolutely
attached to these gangs?
Absolutely.
Because there are certain rituals people perform. It's a very Okay, continue.
I think there was always a certain level of spirituality attached to gangs. When a lot of these gangs were started, it was all about. It was very religious. Matter of fact, the Blackstones, Black East Stone Ring.
Okay, the Moles.
The Moles, exactly.
Okay.
They were Muslims.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Vice Lords were Muslims. So when a lot of these gangs got started, it all started on a basis of spirituality. That always existed, and not, I don't know so much GDs or whatever, but I do know the Blackstones and the Vice Lords, they were Muslims. You know what I mean? Like true Vice.
Like even this right here, even like the double crown right there.
No, that's the right side up 5 points.
I know it's a 5 point stop, but I'm just saying it's like two kings, like the kings, like this. Look, it's like this.
Yeah,
right, crown, whatever. But you know what I'm saying?
Exactly. Yeah, that's how it. What was I saying? But yeah, that's how it originally it started out. It started out about God and protecting the neighborhood, protecting the community, and things of that nature.
Okay.
But like I was going to start talking about, throughout the years, you start to notice this slight change. Because if you go back and you listen to some of the hip hop lyrics, even back then, even though they talked about the crazy things that they talked about in hip hop, it had a godly spiritual presence to it. You kind of see what I'm saying?
Yeah, somebody in the comments just said Pyru equal Crip in Europe. Flip the U.
Pyru equal Crip, Europe.
I don't get it. I ain't gonna lie, gang. I don't get it. That what you saying?
I'm gonna take a drink to that. Maybe this will help me figure out what you're saying.
Yeah. But the point is.
But no, what you saying?
The point is, we said the U is C on its side.
Oh, I see what you mean. Okay.
For sure. So, the point is, this video that we showed was basically about
gangs in Chicago are using witchcraft to try and hurt their enemies. Police found dozens of satanic items in a drug bust in 2021. After questioning the gang members, they confessed what it was used for. They tried to put hexes and spells on rival gangs and try to summon demons to hurt them permanently. And it's not just Chicago. These items have been found in Los Angeles, New York, and cartels. There's been rumors of this for decades, but in recent years, there's been a huge surge among gangs. Did you know that gangs in Chicago...
just to add on top of that, like, there's a lot of spirituality within cartel culture, too. Mm-hmm. One reason I say that is a lot of people worship the old cartel, like, people. They idol worship them. Like, they pray to the finesse god. They pray to their, like, an old trap legend and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. I'm just going to pull it right there. Cartel gods worship. Let's see. Like right here.
Santa Marita.
Right.
Yeah.
The religious saints, drug cartels, they worship.
Uh-huh.
So, it seems like gang culture is kind of like a church. It's kind of like worship.
It's a religion.
It's a religion in a way.
It's a religion.
People tatted on them. People fellowship with each other. Mm-hmm. People go by the same rules. So I can kind of see that people are tapping devil.
And that's the thing. That's the part that I was getting to. That's the part where shit gets weird.
Okay.
Because spirituality and hip hop and gang have always been synonymous with one another.
Okay.
Back in the day, especially back in the, I don't know how old some of you guys are in the chat or whatnot, but if you remember, if you listen to like songs from like, Tupac, especially Tupac's a good example. Okay. Because even though he had his issues, he had his problems, he was a very God-fearing man.
Okay.
You know what I mean? He was very God-fearing. Despite whatever hell the world gave him, he never claimed to be a demon. He never claimed to be, he always say, fuck them devils. You know what I'm saying? He never claimed to be with that side, right? Mm-hmm. He was always a man of God. Even though he had his faults, he had his issues, he always claimed to be a man of God. And that was pretty much how the rap was back in those times. You know what I mean? Those guys, they had their issues. They had their problems, but they never claimed to be devil worshippers. Up until now.
Oh, that's deep. Okay. On top of that, I get what he was saying. Mm-hmm. Crip and Pyru is like backwards. P-I-R-U.
Yeah, I see. Yeah, it's
U-R-I. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you just flip it backwards.
It's backwards. It's duality.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It just hit me. Pyru, Crip, U-R-I-P.
Yeah.
C-L-C. Yeah. Okay, I get it. I get it.
Yeah, I seen. I got it when he had said it.
Yeah.
But But now you got this new age of rap,
Right.
where these motherfuckers are openly talking about being demons and devils, and I'm not gonna except for Lil Nas X, that nigga was dancing on the fucking devil, but these motherfuckers don't even hide it no fucking more. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Remember back in the day when you used to get on YouTube, the old YouTube, you used to have to kind of look around and see those old conspiracy videos where rappers were kind of, they're kind of sneaking in here and there.
Right.
Now they just open about it. And it's changed because now rappers have went from talking about, even though they're going through the struggle and being a man of God, now they're talking about devil worship, being a demon.
And here's another thing too, because this is like my slight experience of like being in the industry, or not in the industry, but just being around quality talent. My opinion is people really like the industry enjoys authenticness, but number one, they enjoy it's like killers get praise. People, it's like some of the most demonous people the industry sometimes protect. Why? I don't know.
It's a good question, ain't it?
I don't know. There's a whole. It's like a family in a sense. You feel what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like there's some real. It's like when we look at Hollywood, and we look at the industry. Some people say it's a lot of wicked people there.
Of course, that's all people talk
There's
about.
there's people that say there's a lot of pedo people. There's a lot of shit going on in the industry, and these people try to protect them for some reason.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like it's a society of demonic protection. Like if you produce demonic energy, it gets attention and it gets protected. It gets glorified.
Yeah.
Because it's not about skill right now. Like some of the best artists in the world.
Because they say Satan runs the music industry, right?
Okay.
Do you know who Satan was? If you want to go by the Bible, do you know who Satan was before he became Satan?
Who was it?
He was Lucifer, right?
Okay.
He was one of God's highest angels. Do you know what his biggest talent was?
What?
Music.
Mm.
He knew how to sing. He had a beautiful voice.
Mm.
And it's funny that music today is synonymous with what? Devil worship. Ain't that funny?
Yeah, and demons run the industry.
Yeah.
Let me read this comment. Crypto Endgame said the Crips started in LA. The Bloods took Crip and flipped it and named it Pyru. The C is on its back. C equals U. LOL. That's all I was saying. The whole NYC is on Demon Time. NY and Chicago. They is on Demon Time.
It is.
They
It
on,
is. I mean, that's what he said in the video. He said it's not just in Chicago where they finding these drug busts, where they got this.
So okay. So do you actually believe that there are people spirit cooking and people doing witchcraft in Chicago?
Absolutely. Absolutely. You can just come to Chicago. You can just go in Chicago and feel it. You can feel it. If you're the sensitive type of person where you could just, it's just like when you walk into a room, right? And they doing bad shit in there, but you don't know what they're doing, but you can feel something's not right. Do you see what I'm saying? You don't know what they're doing, but something don't feel right. Just go to some parts of Chicago, especially later in the night. Something doesn't feel right. Something feels off. Of course they doing this kind of shit here.
I'm gonna read this right here. So this is the Saint is the favorite Mexican and Central American drug dealer trafficker that's well known to leave several heads on the enemies at improvised shrines. So right here, we're going to talk about the Santa Muerte, the 5 more religious saints. Santa Muerte, the religious saints worshipped by the drug cartel. So we're going to talk about right here, the drug cartels worship their own gods.
Their own gods, Santa Muerte.
You know? It said, dressed in the flowing white robe and often welding both a synthetic and globe, Santa Muerte, a cross between the Green Reaper and the Virgin of Guadalupe, Mexico's patron saint. It is just one rapidly growing religious movement of narco saints worshipped by drug traffickers who pray for them for protection, riches, silence, necessary to mask their underworld dealings. Now let's think about this, man. Like me thinking about this, bro. You know, I grew up. It's like, you know, I love Kanye, right? You know what I'm saying? I fuck with Kanye heavy because, you know, Kanye bring a lot of that Chicago energy with him. So I come from the city where we smoking on Vine, we smoking on dead niggas.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And then sometimes when our niggas die, what we do, we put them on a shirt.
Mm-hmm.
We remember them. We create picture art and worship them. You know what I'm saying? In a sense, we build shrines for them. They're in our living room.
Mm-hmm.
People pray. So it's like, you know,
King Von mural. Yeah.
right, like the King Von mural.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? It's a Chicago phenomenon.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But he's known for killing people.
Yeah. Yeah, but they got a mural.
But he has a mural.
Like this nigga freed a slave or something.
Like he freed the slaves. Like he's Martin Luther King.
Yeah. It's quite sad, if I'm honest with you.
So at the end of the day, it's all about, like Benny Frank just said. He said there are many gods, energies. It's all about energies.
It's energy. But the problem is that we're harnessing this energy that we know nothing about and using it for nefarious purposes.
Mm.
Do you understand what I'm saying? We're playing with something that we don't. It's like giving a 6-year-old a gun. Do you think that 6-year-old understands the power of that gun? No, it doesn't. What he does know is action and reaction.
So okay. So if we finna go into that, this is what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
This is really what I'm saying. What's the difference if the cartels have their guy, which is a mix with the Grim Reaper and the Virgin Mary, and we got people that honor Larry who's not dead, but there's other people that honor Jeff Ford, a lot of different, gang founders, and then you got people that honor Jesus Christ. That say that they died for our sins. Have you ever met? I'm be honest with you, I never met Jesus Christ.
No.
I never met Jesus Christ. I know Jesus Christ had a philosophy. So all of these gods has philosophy. Let's be honest. They all got philosophies behind them.
And rules to live by. And codes of standard to live by. But we're not talking about that when we're talking about using witchcraft to bring harm upon another person. That's a completely different ballgame.
Okay, well, let's think about what's really witchcraft. Because... And
so
hold on.
If I pray to wish harm on somebody,
have you been baptized?
Yeah.
You've been baptized?
Yeah.
Have you ever took communion before?
Yeah.
Okay. Have you ever prayed before?
Yeah.
Have you ever hold hands and prayed for a certain thing before?
Held hands with somebody?
Have you ever hold hands and prayed for a certain thing to happen?
No.
Okay. I have sat in the room and prayed for family.
Right.
We hold hands and we have make a joint prayer. We pray over our food at Thanksgiving.
Right. So, what's your point?
The point is that it's normal it's basically we live in a culture to subscribe to a God.
But when you're talking about praying over food and you're talking about praying for something, you're not. That's one thing compared to praying to bring harm to another person, praying for another person's downfall. You're praying to God versus praying to the devil. Do you see what I'm saying?
All right, but okay. But let us think about this. We live in a life of polarity. Okay?
Right.
So what goes up, what goes down? So if we have such a strong presence of people praying for good, we have to assume there's people that's praying for bad. We have to assume that.
Of course. Right.
We have to assume that. Now, do you think evil is necessary?
Absolutely.
Why? Why is it even necessary?
Because without evil, you wouldn't appreciate good. That's one. I mean, there's multiple reasons. We can go on this all day. But that's one reason. Without evil, you wouldn't appreciate good. Me
thinking about this is psychological warfare. Not to change everything. This is all about psychological warfare. The control of the mind. Because the fact that to this day, we're still recreating gods to this day. To this day, people are dying and people are recreating gods. To this day, people are recreating the wheel. Like, it's certain figures that are going to, their spirit is going to, like Tuka. Tuka has been dead for I don't know how long. But his energy still lives on.
His name, for sure, yeah.
His energy still lives on. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's like human nature. You know what I'm saying? I think it's human nature Because originally smoking on Tuka was supposed to be a good thing.
It was supposed to be a good thing.
It was supposed to be a remembrance thing.
A remembrance thing.
And then people
it got flipped.
It got flipped.
That's what a lot of you motherfuckers don't know. Yeah, it was originally started out as a good thing. Like you smoking on Tuka, I was you remember your brother and
right
and this and that, and then for whatever reason it got flipped and it turned into a disrespectful thing.
Right.
And here you have it today.
Here you have it today. Now it's a phenomenon.
Exactly. Motherfuckers say smoking too and don't even know who the fuck he is or what the fuck the story is behind that. But yeah, you're right about that. But no, like I said, man, it as far as gang culture goes, religion and spirituality, gang culture, they always went hand in hand with each other. But I think the and I'm not saying they probably don't do this in cartel culture either, but the whole, demon worship, witchcraft, that was never part of hip hop culture.
See, look, right here we have the maniac Latin disciples and the Satan disciples. So let's go play this real quick. Let's go see. Because we're still talking about Chicago.
Mm-hmm. It's a Chicago gang. Now Satan disciples, I think they run up to 6. That's why you see the kid short right there. 666. That's Satan disciple territory.
Okay, so we have gangs in Chicago called Satan disciples. So what if that was what they seen? Let's put Satan to SATAN, right?
Mm-hmm.
Satan disciples, Chicago. Right, the SDs.
SDs, yep.
Satan disciples.
Yeah, they ride into the 6.
Right, they riding in the 6. The pitchforks, everything.
Pitchfork, everything, yeah.
This is Chicago gang. This is real GD shit.
Yeah, look at that. Look at that right there.
This is real GD shit.
Yeah. They ride with the GDs, yeah. Satan disciples.
Satan disciples. So that clip that showed us that said that they did a drug bust,
mm-hmm.
and these people had actual voodoo Satan. Like, what would be the origins? And what could possibly be the origins of Satan disciples?
Shit, I mean, hell, it ain't hard to. It ain't no different than people that just outright worship Satan, except they just doing it under a gang culture.
They doing it under the Violence Act.
Violence Act,
yeah. because I think that my opinion, I think every culture has a every movement has a militant side.
Absolutely, right.
And has a productive side.
Uh-huh.
Because you have to have that productive side to bring more people in.
Right.
You have to say, oh, well, our God, Satan, we don't judge you.
Mm-hmm.
We do what we want to do. We have our own laws, freedom, and blase.
Mm-hmm.
So they might have the same army that they have worship. They have an army far as war.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? And I think that goes with everything. I think that goes with every nation, every religion.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Even in Israel, you know what I'm saying? There's a side of people that they're smarter. They might be nice as hell, but they might sacrifice themselves for their nation.
Right.
They might literally sacrifice themselves for the name of their nation.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Put a bomb on them and blow themselves up in the name of Allah.
Yeah. In the name of their God.
But at that same time, their God will go and do the good things. Will go and teach the right things.
Mm-hmm.
Will go and you know what I'm saying? So it's very interesting on just knowing that this exists.
Yeah.
That there's Satan.
And to me, it adds another layer of darkness in the rap culture today, in the gang culture. Because the rap drill music and gang is one and the same, intertwined with one another. And drill music has always been known as being dark. That's one reason it's so popular. Because not just because it's dark, but because the shit is real.
Mm.
When these rappers talk about killing motherfuckers and doing this and doing that, you find out through other YouTube documentaries that these motherfuckers wasn't just it ain't like listening to T.I. or Rick Ross where they playing a character and they making up shit about shooting a motherfucker and doing this and doing that. No. When you listen to FBG Duck or Lil J or anybody else or whatever, and you hear these fucking lyrics, these motherfucker Ryan did this shit.
Right. They're going to grave sites.
Exactly.
And disrespecting the dead.
Absolutely, yeah. You know, people died behind this shit. You know what I'm saying? So when you hear about stuff like this, that you know, that these gangs are using witchcraft and voodoo.
Yeah, that's different.
It adds another layer of darkness to it. A really mysterious layer of darkness to it. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because like I said, I've been listening to rap for the longest. This is the first time this drill music is the first time where I ever heard this promotion of being a demon. You know what I'm saying? Back in the day, being called a demon was a bad thing. Now you want to be called a demon.
Oh yeah, demons are in style.
Right.
You want a demon on your team? Like a demon is like a real warrior. That's
right. Exactly. You want a demon on your fucking team.
We have passion for people who just crash out.
Exactly.
We have passion for people who don't give a fuck.
Exactly.
We have real love for them. Like even though like that's deep.
Exactly. So
deep.
So it is.
Patty said, running with the devil for sure. Patty says, sometimes the CIA run these groups, even like fake black Hebrew Israelite groups.
Ooh, I like that.
Satan controls both sides.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Any thoughts on that?
I like how he said fake black Hebrew. I love that part.
Right. For sure.
You know, they came, I don't know who it did this interview. When I find out who did it, I'll send you the video. But do you remember back in the 90s when hip-hop was predominantly conscious?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They said, somebody had said that they had an interview with some kind of music exec where they said that they wanted to change rap music from being conscious to being violent and destructive. And they said they responded back by saying that there's no way you could do that because the conscious movement was too strong. You had Tupac, you had Biggie, you had a lot of, you know, strong conscious rappers at that time. And he said that's impossible. You would never do that. And he said, okay, watch it. And after Pac died, Biggie died, you know, after the 2000s, you kind of slowly start to see this decline in rap music where it went from being conscious and all about God and love. And don't get me wrong, it wasn't all about love and stuff like that because even Pop, right? Everybody rapped about violence, but they didn't talk about being demons. You see what I'm saying?
Right. Like they was taking on. They was basically embracing being one of the devil's army, basically.
Right. Exactly. And lo and behold, many years later, you start to see this. If you go back and look at the rap music, you start to see this transition from being, you know, more godlike to more demon-like.
Demon-like.
Right. You don't hear nobody talk about God.
Because I can't even lie. Like, there are people that are so holy spirituality. Seriously. Like, I met, like, Jehovah's Witness. I met people, like, I grew up with people that were super God. Like, my grandma was like, church in the morning, church afternoon, church on the TV,
you don't see nobody.
Church on the Jesus. She loved Jesus more than that.
Absolutely. You don't.
Over obsession, too. Like, I seen that part.
But
I never, hold on, not saying over obsession, but I seen what a warrior for Jesus looked like.
Absolutely.
You feel what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Now, I haven't really seen a full-on demon.
Oh, you have.
But I haven't seen their lifestyle.
Oh, you have.
We probably have.
You have. Trust me, you have.
Right, people waking up, listening to people taking the drugs.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's just explain what that looks like. I wake up, I listen to the shit.
Mm-hmm.
I listen to the demon music.
Mm-hmm.
I smoke my dead homies.
Exactly. That was something
Hold on. Let me continue.
Mm-hmm.
I smoke my dead homies. I'm under the influence. On top of me under the influence, I'm listening to the music, and then I'm worshiping a certain side. Because there's certain people that gangbang only on the internet. So it's like they pick a side on the internet because obviously there's two sides to this gangbanging shit. Even on it's in media now.
Right.
It's in media because people are dying in media.
Right.
People are getting publicized in media, and people are accepting the death culture. All right. Let me read some of these comments before we move on real quick. Crypto Endgame said, Bone Thugs and Harmony said that the secret hip hop meeting. What's up, Benny Frank? Benny Frank said the private prison industry as well. He said that's used to fuel the private prison industry as well because gangs run the prisons, right?
Absolutely. Yeah.
I mean, come on, man.
Yeah.
They run the fucking prison. So
Yeah.
yeah, private prison industry. Also, Benny Frick said, slavery still exists in America. Crypto Endgame says new slaves. Kanye. Kanye said we have some new slaves. When Benny Frick said slavery still exists in America. Crypto Endgame saying no, wake up and take a shot at the Henny. Demis take a shot on the wake up. So he's basically giving a quote of like the culture, the demon culture. Like niggas wake up, take a shot at the brown. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna lie, bro. Like last year, bro. I was on demon time, bro. I was waking up every day. I had a gun. Every day. I was doing drugs.
Right.
I was driving very fast.
Well, I drive fast too.
But I was on drugs, with a gun, driving fast, listening to gangster music, and I had a very low tolerance of disrespect. You know what I'm saying? Like, I had a very low tolerance, like, I wish a nigga would type of attitude. And, you know, I really don't try to live like that, man, because I don't have to. But when you're in them certain circumstances in life, the people that survive that type of atmosphere takes on that type of personality. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Because you don't want to be fooled. You know what I'm saying? If I'm coming in the room full of, if I know I'm going to see some demons, you better be on demon time. Right. Because you would feel more comfortable being that type of way, moving that type of way. When a nigga see you with the thing, when a nigga see you with the shits, a nigga will leave you alone. And what does leave you alone mean? You're normal.
Yeah, you're part of the group.
You're good. But if you come in, Mr. Holly Jolly, they be like, he weird. And it's so bad to the point where you might not even get no pussy. You can be nice, normal.
Right.
But you might not even get no cat. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
If that's how you coming. I'm not lying. You know what I'm saying? So, it's just real life, man. It's very interesting. It's real life. But I'm really glad you brought that video up, man. That was a real good one. Yeah. All right. Something else we was gonna talk about on the stream. What was that? Let me see. What else we gonna talk about on the stream? It was the UFO getting shot down, man.
Holy shit. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Let's dig into that.
Let's look into that, man. The UFO. Hold on, wait. The UFO getting shot down. The UFO or Chicago Flying Man? Which one to do? Let's do Chicago Flying Man. Let's do Chicago Flying Man because I don't think people know. Because we already talking about Chicago.
Yeah. We on the top of Chicago.
All right. So the Chicago Flying Man. Pull it right. Matter of fact. Pull it up and speak a couple of reasons on what the Chicago Flying Man is and where it comes from. Okay. And this is a real thing too. This is a real thing, guys. There's a guy that's in there's a flying man in Chicago that has literally been definitely show the areas, show the map, and then show the articles, please. And then I'll let Cuz take off. Because he brought it to my attention. I was like, Chicago Flying Man. He was like, Cuz.
Okay, so just so people can know, in the last couple years, there have been this reported sightings in the city of Chicago of a winged flying humanoid person.
Okay.
A flying person in the city of Chicago. It's even so much to the point. Now, can they see what I'm looking at right here?
Yeah, they can see everything on the screen, bro.
Oh, everything on the screen? Okay. The sightings have gotten so crazy that you can actually go on Google, right? You go on Google Maps and click right here. And a map will come up. Okay. And it will literally show you. If y'all can see
it says Chicago/Lake Michigan winged humanoid. Flying entity sightings, encounters, links. It's over 1 million views.
There you go.
1,349,000 views published 11 days ago.
And you can look at all the sightings, the reported sightings of a flying humanoid person in the city of Chicago. A big black Batman. Is that what that said?
Hold on, let's read it. What is that?
3 separate witness sightings in McCook County suburbs.
Okay, let's see another one. Let's see another one. Midway Pleasant Senior Apartment Home. So each one of these maps, it shows where and what's the description of people saying. Mm-hmm. So right here it says a human-like gargoyle observed flying perch in east side Chicago tree. So I'm going to read the description what they said. They said, I am a current resident of Chicago, Illinois. I live on the east side of Chicago. And I've been living there
Can I
since.
pause you for a second?
Yes.
I don't know if you people are from Chicago, but just a side note, there's a lot of weird shit happening on the east side of Chicago.
I swear to God. Yeah. Yeah, we gonna go there. Hey, cuz.
Yeah,
It's
we
some
gonna
scripted
say-
shit. Yeah.
we gonna say
We gonna
that
say
for
no.
another-
We gonna say
another
that.
podcast.
We're gonna do video. I'll show y'all the video.
Yeah,
And it's
but-
creepy as hell.
It's
It's very creepy. All right, I am a current resident of Chicago, Illinois. I live in the east side of Chicago. I have been living there since 1988. We have moved to my current residence in the summer of 2006 and my childhood residence just a few minutes to it. They said summer 2013, my sister and I were sitting outside in the front of our house on 108th South Avenue in the east side community. It was a late at night and we noticed a large humanoid-like bat in my neighbor's tree across the street. I described it like a gargoyle looking thing. I read the article on your website and it described it as a gargoyle and it convinced me, so I emailed you because that's how I described it. I haven't even told my sister about this. It's really weird. We didn't hear any noises or anything. It's just sitting on the tree. I saw it and it flew there and I couldn't believe it. It was the same thing as you reporting. I would say it was about 4 to 5 feet in height, gargoyle, black skinned body like with wings. I don't even know if it was looking at us, but it was just sitting there.
creepy shit. Creepy.
Yeah, find
shit.
one that's more up to date. Let's see what's the most updated one. That's okay. That was 2017.
I'm trying to find one that's got a story attached.
Yeah, that's no. Let's find one that's. I want the newest one. Give me the newest one. If you find, can you put a filter on it? Okay, that's 2017. Let's see if you put a filter on it, man. 2017. What do we got? Okay, that's 2019. Let me see the 2019 one. They said a witness observed a tall human-shaped being in the preserve of O'Hare Air Force. Jesus Christ, man.
Jesus Christ.
Somebody said 2019. They said I was driving home north from Tailback Road at 9:30 p.m. on an evening of Wednesday on October 30th, and I was approaching the intersection of Boardwalk Place, and I saw something across the road. Bro, that's nuts, man.
There are a bunch.
Okay, okay, hold on. This is recent. This is April 9th, 2022. I'm gonna read it, okay?
Okay.
I'm gonna take a shot right quick.
I'm gonna take a shot with you real
Take a
quick.
shot right quick. I'm gonna read this right quick. 'Cause this is, he put a lot of energy in this post for free.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. All right, April 9th, 2022. Time of the sighting, location sighting, Elk Grove Village in Illinois. It says a winged humanoid seen on top of a garage by several witnesses. They said referred to phantoms and monsters, the research team said. They said, we was at my niece's house birthday party and I joined some family members outside for a drink and to smoke a cigarette. We were standing behind the garage when my cousin got everyone's attention and poured towards the neighbor's garage. On top of the garage would have looked like a thin man, except it hunched over and had extremely large arms.
Oh,
frequently
shit.
large arms that he was propping himself up with. He stood there hunched over with his knuckles looking at us with bright red glowing eyes. His eyes did not blink. He had a pair of large wings that seemed to come out of the back and was slowly moving. It looked like he was slowly moving up to them, up and down while he stood there looking at us. We was about 50 to 60 feet away at this thing, but we could see it still where it was standing. He shifted up and down, almost like he was examining us, trying to figure out who we were. As curious about us as we were with him. There was about 7 of us outside. We had a good view as it was standing tall on top of our neighbor's garage. She's rolling. Our 2 younger female cousins were saying they were scared and calling a demon. Their dad, my uncle, kept telling us that they was going to be okay as long as they stayed by him in the group.
Can you pause for a second? That I like how he wrote that. That goes to show you the level, because that sounds realistic. That you would be so goddamn scared that you got to actually, because you think about it, if you had young kids around you and you seen some shit like that, you would have to try to figure out some kind of way of convincing them to say, hey, stay by me, you're going to be okay. That sounds realistic to me. Just those little small details sounds like something that I could see happening in real life. But go ahead.
All right, click it so I can, click it over for me. All right. They said my 2 younger female cousins were saying they were scared, calling a demon. My uncle kept telling them it's going to be okay. And for 30 seconds before it started flapping his wings and jumped off to the garage and flew away. It looked extremely tall and thin. It had all skin and bones and weighed less than I did. I'm petite. It's like half my size, and cousins used to get teased about growing up. But this creature looked like it was even thinner than I was. It looked like a taller version of starving children. As you see on the
Holy
news,
shit.
once in a while, they said this looked taller than the starving kids.
Mm-hmm.
They said it was grayish black and had a head that looked like the shape of a praying mantis, except it had glowing red eyes and never blinked, not even once. When I jumped off the garage roof, when it jumped off the garage roof, it even made my cousins, my uncle scream and flew off into the trees. They said when it jumped off the roof, it made my cousins and my uncle scream as it flew over the trees in the backyard over my grandmother's house, and it was gone. I knew we had been drinking during the party, but no one was drunk. Not even tipsy. I know when we saw the same thing, which means unless we're all seeing the same things, this thing was really there. And when we went inside and told the others, my mother and my grandmother both thought we was joking, but when we saw it all, it was all scared, and we all were saying the same thing. We believed it was us. My grandmother and my grandfather both said it could have been La Lakutsa, and they were meant lucky. Nothing's going to happen to us. I'm sure when we saw La Lakusa, but I got home, I did my research, family members seen the screenshots, Blase. And they said, Manuel was tracking down other witness, provide us updates. We received better information. I'm going to refrain from posting it on to Interactive Mac below my witness. Wow.
Man, oh my God, that was intense. That was crazy.
All right, but like, it's like beyond just seeing this winged man in Chicago, like, what's your thoughts on it? Because there's like some stuff about Chicago that a lot of people don't know that we have seen too, like about the UFC campus. Like it's like remember you were talking about like the spaceship? It was a spaceship bunker in Chicago.
Oh, we got to talk about that. We got to say that. I don't want nobody talking about that until we talk about it.
All right.
But you talking about the bang bang under the certain college in Chicago? Yeah. No, don't bring that up. But
okay.
Yeah, man, Chicago is a hub of conspiracy. It's a hub of weird shit. And there's a lot of secret, I don't know if people notice or not, but there's a lot of secret underground military bases here. Okay. Remember, we came across one night.
Right, we did.
And I don't know what the fuck this could be.
Okay.
But my guess is it's got to be
because you're the person that's seen Bigfoot on record.
Yeah, and don't you remember? I told you I seen that big giant footprint by the.
Explain it. I don't remember.
So we was over there by Lakeshore, Lakeshore Drive, right? And there's a big water treatment plant over there.
Okay.
So it's right next to the lakefront, and I kid you fucking not. Me and this chick who I was messing around with at the time, we was over there on the beach. And we parked over there by the, because you could just park over there, even though off to the side over there was the water treatment plant. The beach was like right over here, and it was like a little parking area. So we parked over there, we chilling, we get out the car, start walking around. And hand to God, as we walking as we walking on the beach, this is what made it so strange. We see a giant footprint, 3-toed footprint.
That's a dinosaur footprint.
Yeah, but this footprint was giant. It was huge. It was bigger than, easily wider than my chest. Okay, it was probably about this wide.
Okay, so like 4
the width of it.
Okay, like 4 feet wide.
If this is,
that's about 4 feet. About 4 feet wide.
If you want to say this is a foot, okay,
a ruler is a foot. So.
Okay, yeah. If you want to say, I want to say about that way, from this end of the toe to that end of the toe.
Okay, you say.
And then, and I'm trying to remember this as best as I can. I would say it was probably about the same. So I'll say about a 4-foot diameter.
4-foot diameter. Okay.
Toe. And it was just a giant imprint in the middle of the sand.
A 3-paw.
3-paw imprint in the middle of the sand. And she noticed it before I did. She looked and said, what the fuck could that be? What the fuck is that? And I'm looking. We walk close and I look at it. And folks, y'all got to keep in mind, this was before camera phones was a thing.
Damn. Yeah.
So you couldn't just pull out your camera phone to take a picture. This is before camera phones was a thing. So I looked at it. I'm like, what the fuck? And then, but here's what really fucked me up. Usually, when something leaves one footprint, it leaves multiple footprints. It has to.
It has to walk.
Right. Unless this damn thing got a hell of a jump. Or unless it flies.
It flies, right.
So I seen it. I'm like, what the fuck could that? What the? Instant fear came over me because I'm looking around and I'm like, what the fuck could this be? Because there's not one animal I could think of at the top of my head that can, because I knew whatever it was, it had to be something that flew. Right. Because there was only one imprint in the sand. Yeah. Do you see what I'm saying? There was only one imprint. So I'm looking around and thinking, what the fuck could this be? And then for whatever reason, my attention turned to that water treatment plant. Right. And I'm looking at that plant, and I'm like, I wonder if there's some shit going on over there. Right. You know what I'm saying? That we just don't fucking know about. I don't know why my mind kept thinking that, but that's what I kept thinking. But it scared me enough to where I said, let's get the fuck out of here. I don't even want to be over here no more. Because there's no telling what the fuck that could have been. I never remember I told you about that a long time.
You told me about that a while ago.
Yeah, I never forget that.
That's crazy, dude.
I never forget that. It was a giant. It was like a 3-toed print. It's a giant 3-toed. Like it was like a. If you ever seen like a reptile print, right? You know how reptiles got those. It kind of look like this or whatever. This is what it kind of looked like. You know, for people to see, it kind of looked like. And I know it looked like I'm throwing up a gang sign, but that's what it kind of looked like.
Right. Someone said dragon. Yeah.
Hell, I didn't even think about that. I'm gonna be honest with you. When I saw it, I was overcome with so much fear that and that's the thing. That's how when I hear these stories,
I can't wait till like next week, bro. I don't know what we're gonna talk about. I kind of want to talk about ghosts because I got some really good ghost stories. We got some cold ghost stories.
Oh yeah, we'll say that.
We'll next week. Yeah, I want to talk about ghosts next week because we got some really good real life ghost stories.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And ghost stories be off the chain for real.
Yeah, but no, it scared me so much that it's like thinking stops. Right. You know what I'm saying? It's like in a way thinking you don't think because you're going to survival mode when you see something like that because you don't know what the fuck this could be. You know what I'm saying? It was a giant print just sitting right there, and it had to have been fresh because prints don't stay in the sand that long. You kind of see what I'm saying? So whatever it was, it had to have been fresh. And I'm going to tell you something else that scared me too, was how deep it was. So usually the deeper a print is, the heavier the animal is. Do you see what I'm saying? So whatever this was, it was huge. It was massive. And I said, nah, man, let's get the fuck up out of here. There's some weird shit going on over here. I never went back over to that spot ever since then. It scared me that bad. That fucking bad.
Man, that's crazy, man. Let me set the mouse. All right. Yeah, that was pretty good, man. I like that. All right. Other thing, we're talking about the UFO getting shot down, man. Let's talk about that, man. That's one of my last topics of the day. Look at that. What was it? Hold on. How many UFOs got shot down? What's that?
It was like 4 or 5 of them.
UFOs shot down. Let's get.
Because remember, it was all about the Chinese spy balloon at first.
Right. So let me read this article right quick because I think it was 3 or 4 of them got shot down. Let me just put. What UFO shot down? Here you go. Shot down. Let me see. Let me write that. Let me see. Let me read. Let me kick it off with a nice article real fast. Okay, a timeline of the UFO that was shot down. No, that's the Chinese. Okay, no, that's right. Okay. The U.S. military has shot down 3 unidentified flying objects over a 3-day stretch after the Chinese balloon had invaded America in the airspace, drowned it in February 4th, setting off diplomatic crisis. It is unclear what objects were, what was their purpose, or who sent them. President Biden has said on February 16th had likely several commercial or recreational purposes. There was no evidence of a sudden increase in number of objects in the sky. They said a Chinese spy balloon was shot down over the Atlantic Ocean. Okay, we got that one. It says a U.S. UFO was shot down off Alaska. They said a U.S. fighter brought down an unidentified flying object over Alaska waters. The object broke into the pieces and being shot down, most likely not a balloon. They said the White House said the object was the size of a small car, and the object was first detected evening of February 9th. We were headed north to the North Pole, so we were going to the North Pole, so that was one of them. And then the one I heard about in Canada right here, it was an American fighter jet, basically.
This the one. Okay, yeah, tell us. Yeah.
All right, so this one right here had drowned an object over Yukon territory, which borders Alaska. The object, which a Canadian official described as a cylindrical and smaller than a spy balloon that picked up on the radar on February 10th, and it passed over Alaska. It's unclear if the object was the Prime Minister Justin Trudeau, as it violated Canada's airspace. So, and then one more too. This one is close to home. The UFO was shot down over Lake Huron. The object that first appeared on Montana on February 11th reappeared the next day before shut down over the Lake Huron off Michigan, which was flying about 20,000 feet above the air. Had been orthogonal structural and strings hung on above it, but no payload. United States official said. So, what's your thoughts on that, man? Right, real talk.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm torn. I'm divided, and I'm gonna tell you why I'm divided.
Okay. Why are you divided?
Because part of me goes, okay, we've already got the U.S. government coming out basically admitting that UFOs are real, without necessarily saying.
Well, let's think about it. A UFO is an
unidentified flying object.
So I will agree that an unidentified flying object
is real.
It's
exactly.
real.
Exactly.
There's things that we cannot identify that exist in the air.
Exactly.
Okay.
Now,
because do you think that the bat that was flying around, is that considered a UFO?
Well, identified object would be an object. That's not an object.
Okay,
that's,
that's a being. Okay. Okay, go ahead.
But so you got the government coming out basically admitting UFOs are real. You got, I don't know if y'all seen, but we talked about it on the podcast before, where you had the Commander Fravor, where that was interviewed by Joe Rogan. He talked about how when he was tracking these UFOs, the Tic Tac video.
Okay.
He was tracking these UFOs, how, the way this thing moves is nothing like we have here on Earth, right?
Okay.
But there's the other side of me that goes, okay, wait a minute for a second. These UFOs can literally bend space and time. That's pretty much how they supposedly supposed to move.
Okay.
They can take space-time and bend it. And that's why they move at such rapid speed.
Or just stay in the same space.
Or stay in the same space. And all of a fucking sudden, we got the ability to shoot these damn things down. We can't even keep up with these motherfuckers, and yet we can shoot them down. Now, here's the part about when you was reading the part about the F-22 that was shot down, the UFO over Lake Huron or whatever.
Right, that's just right there.
This the part that they left out that I thought they was going to bring up. Now, I don't know if people know this, but an F-22 fighter jet is our top of the line fighter jet in the U.S. Okay? Just to show you how top of the line it is. Even though we lease out a lot of our military equipment to other countries, even our allies, right? Great Britain, all other countries. The F-22, we don't lease out to nobody. The only country that flies F-22 fighter jets is the United States. Okay? And that's because the technology on that fighter jet is so top secret that we cannot take a chance of anybody, even our allies, knowing what that fighter jet is capable of doing. So that fighter jet has the best of the very best of the very best technology on it. So evading that technology, evading that technology would be damn near next to impossible. Okay, to disrupt the instruments on that aircraft would be damn near next to impossible. Here's the part that they left out about that encounter. When those F-22 fighter pilots encountered that UFO or whatever the fuck it was on in Canada, it started fucking with their instruments.
What do you mean?
So basically, their radars wasn't picking. So
the one in Canada,
whichever one where it hit the F-22, was that the one in Canada?
Let me see. I thought that was the one.
The one where you talked about the F-22.
F-22 is
go back up.
Yeah,
right
Canada,
here.
right?
Canada,
Okay.
Yeah. So one pilot describes seeing one thing, and one pilot describes seeing another. So just imagine me and you both are flying F-22. We are flying the very best of the very best. Top air superiority. You claim you can't see it on radar. I can. What? It's fucking with yours, but whatever reason, it ain't fucking with mine. Do you see what I'm saying? And one aircraft, I think it said that it jammed one of the guys' instrument panel. So basically, his instrument panel couldn't read shit because it was jamming. Now, this could be true for two things could be true. One thing could be true. One is that China or Russia has technology that can evade our very best aircraft, which is terrifying.
Okay.
But it's unlikely.
Okay.
And the reason why is because China spends about $100 billion on this military. Russia spends about $150 billion on their military. Nigga, we spend about $900 billion on ours. So if you spend $900 billion on your military and I only spend $100 billion on mine, and I can evade your technology, you doing something fucking wrong.
Right. For real.
You doing something wrong. You see what I'm saying? The other scenario is that this could be something from out of this world. That's the only thing that I can think of. That's the only one that really kind of made my eyebrows rise when they talked about the F-22 fighter jets and how it evaded its detection systems and shit like that. That scared the shit out of me. Because let's just say if China or Russia do have something that can evade our F-22s, that could be a huge problem. That leaves us fucked. Because part of our military dominance is our air superiority. That's why we invest so much money into our fighter jets. Because part of war is dominating the sky. You dominate the sky, you can control the land. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's why it's so important strategically for us to control the sky. You ever notice whenever we go to war with another country or anywhere, what do we do? Who goes in first?
Oh, the drones,
the air force.
Everything in the air.
Exactly. Everything in the air first.
Before the land, yeah.
Before the land gets there,
They bomb everything, then send
the troops in. Exactly.
Right.
That's why air superiority is so goddamn important. You see what I'm saying? So that's why we put the very best of the very best on those aircrafts. All you go to those air and water shows, and you know how sometimes they'll let the kids sit inside the fighter planes and shit like that. They will not let you sit inside an F-22 Raptor. I am not bullshit. They'll let you sit inside of a
jet,
of an F-16. They'll let you sit inside of an F-18, F-15s. They'll let you sit inside those. But an F-22 Raptor, you cannot sit inside and this is fun. No. Everything on that aircraft is top secret. Everything. It's just that badass. When I went to the Air and Water Show this year in Chicago, when they had just a side note, and they had the F-22, and I actually seen the F-22 Raptor fly for the first time. When you see that aircraft move in the sky and how it can change direction, it's almost unreal. It's almost unfucking real. But yeah, that aircraft is the very best in the world, and for something to interfere with its weaponry and its radio communications and shit like that, that's terrifying. That's scary.
All right, I'm going to read one of these comments right quick. We've got some comments that's joined in. They said, Guadalupe Munez, what's up, my brother? He said they're talking about USO shit because of a report that came out and said that 10 investigators concluded that U.S. blew up the pipeline. Look up Seymour Hersh. Read that right there. Make sure I'm saying it right.
She's talking about the pipeline to,
He said it's just a big meme right now. He's saying that shit's a big meme right now, in his opinion.
It could be. It could be. I don't know. We all.
What is Seymour Hersh? What is that?
I've never heard of Seymour Hersh. Let's look him
up. I gotta look it up.
I don't know who he is, but I believe the pipeline that he's talking about. He's talking about the Russian pipeline that goes straight into Europe. See, Europe gets a lot of their natural gas from Russia. Okay. And that pipeline somehow mysteriously blew up. There he is right there, Seymour Hersh journalist.
Okay, cool. Okay, he said, Look up Seymour. Okay. All right, what about, let's see. All right, let's read this article right here.
U.S. Norway.
The U.S. Norway blew up the Nord Stream pipelines.
Seymour Hersh. Oh,
Seymour
okay.
Hersh, okay.
So he reported it. Okay.
So he investigated journalists that track record on the breaking major stories, published a bombshell report on Substack last week, alleges that the United States behind the explosion of Nord Stream pipelines. The anonymous source, Inside Knowledge, said the operation has confirmed that the U.S. government has involved in planning a execution of the sabotage, which took place on September 26, 2022. Let me read it. Let's see. Hold on, man. Let me see a better article, man. Let me see a better article. I like The Wire. Let me put The Wire right quick. The Wire right quick. That's great. I never heard of this. They said the Nord Stream natural gas pipeline from Russia to Germany was largely destroyed. Several explosions in the Baltic Sea last week. Award-winning investigator Seymour had published article based on information from a single anonymous source regarding the Biden administration and the CIA was responsible. Whoa. They said, right there. They said, what I've done is a simple explanation. They said it's just a story of beginning, I told. Late September 2022, 8 bombs were supposed to go off. 6 went off underwater in the islands of Bornholm and Baltic Sea, where the area it shows rather shallow. They destroyed 3 of the 4 major pipelines, Nord Stream 1 and Nord Stream 2. Nord Stream 1 has feeding gas fuel to Germany for many years at low prices, and then both price lines was blown up.
And the fuel in Europe has skyrocketed.
And the fuel, look, I heard the fuel in Europe went up so high, they was talking about how people was like changing the diesel, like from diesel 1 to another diesel, something like that, because I guess you can take the diesel and convert it to another diesel and still fuel your car. Like, I don't know, like red diesel, some shit like that. I don't know, but I see.
But they're trying to figure out a way to save money in gas.
They was buying gas and black market selling.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay.
They were selling like the diesel that goes in cars, but taking the other diesel and filtering it through something. It was deep.
So they was taking diesel that wasn't meant for cars and selling
it and filtering it so it could be able to be for cars and selling it in black market because everything was so high. Yeah, that's exactly what it was. All right, what it said that this story was just beginning to be told. It says that Nord Stream 1 has been feeding gas to Germany for many years at very low prices, and both pipelines were blown up. And the question is, why did it? On February 7, 2022, the building up to the war of Ukraine, the President of the United States, Joe Biden, in a press conference in the White House said that the German chancellor said that we can stop Nord Stream. He said we want to stop it. He said that in exact words. He said, exact words said, if Russia invades, there will be no longer a Nord Stream 2. We will bring it to an end. And when the reporter asked how exactly you intended to do it, given that the project was within the control of Germany, Biden just said, I promise we will be able to do it.
They told y'all what they was going to do. He sat there and said it.
He said, I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
Okay, so other Secretary of State were deeply involved in what they called Maidan Revolution 2024 was used similar language a couple weeks earlier. It said, you say that the decision to take out the pipeline was taken even earlier by President Biden. You lay out the story from the beginning. Chronologically, from 2021 in December, when the National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan convened, according to your piece, a meeting of the newly formed task force from the Joint Chief of Staff in the CIA and the State and the Treasury Departments. You write, Sullivan intended for the group to come up with a plan for the destruction of the 2 Nord Stream pipelines, man. What's your thoughts on that, man? This is all new information to me, man.
Oh, I knew about this.
What you mean?
I knew about the Nord Stream pipeline destruction and how Biden wanted to take it out.
Why?
Because he wanted to stop Germany. He wanted to basically, so Germany and most of Europe gets a lot of their natural gas from Russia. Okay. Right? So if he cuts that, if Russia invaded Ukraine and pissed off the United States cut off that pipeline from Russia to Germany. Well, Europe has no choice but to buy gas from who?
United States.
Bingo.
Right. Wow. So you think real games are being played like that?
Oh fuck yeah!
Like you
just seen it right there. He just sat there and told y'all
I promise.
If this nigga invades goddamn Ukraine, then I'm gonna cut this pipeline. And then the pipeline just magically gets cut. I don't know what the fuck happened. You just sat there and told the nigga what the fuck
I promise it's gonna happen.
Come on, it's obvious who the fuck did what. Damn. Okay. These people are so bold. They don't even hide no more what the fuck they're finna do. They're so bold, so cocky, so arrogant that they don't even hide it no goddamn more. They ain't even gotta hide the shit. If you invade this country, I'm gonna cut your shit off. On camera, on wax. On camera, on wax, being recorded. This ain't no private conversation. It's a real live conversation. Yeah, you cut this shit. You invade this country, I'm cutting your shit off. You invaded that country, your shit gets cut off. We don't know what the fuck happened.
No matter how it is, but it's cut off, ain't it?
You gotta love America. I swear to God, you gotta love America. You don't know what the fuck happened.
Right. Right. So,
after we just told you what we was gonna do, right?
Blew up, right. God damn.
Oh my God, you gotta love America.
All right, Guadalupe said it's just the U.S. trying to get paid for supplying Europe right now because it's used to get up about 40% of its energy from Russia.
That's
and
right.
The U.S. doesn't want German in a Russian alliance.
No, it don't. It don't. But this might force Germany and Russia to align. Because I'm quite sure United States is upcharging Europe on the gas. We got to ship that shit all the way over there versus the shit being piped next door.
Right next door. Cheap as hell.
Exactly. Now we got to ship that shit all the way over to y'all.
And charge you extra like a motherfucker.
Exactly.
Taxing the hell out there.
Shit. Look up the profit margins of the fucking top oil companies in the United States and see how much they went up in the last 2 years.
Damn.
It's ridiculous. Oil companies, tech companies ain't making money. Oil companies making all the goddamn money.
Damn.
All the fucking money.
I think tech companies is a long game. Their game is to get the data now.
No, here's the thing with tech companies. Tech companies make money when the economy is prosperous because people spend more money on tech.
But what I'm saying is, I think tech is a long-term game because they want the data because the data feed the.
Well, yeah.
Hold on, the data feed the robots. Data like they want a profile on you. Mm-hmm. So it's like this. It's like Uber. Mm-hmm. We'll talk about this another day too. Uber has never made money. Uber been around for 10 years and ain't never had a profitable year. Because I swear to Jesus Christ,
what?
Uber
I didn't know this.
Has never made a profit. They average almost.
So what they break
almost
even?
$500 million they lose every year. They lose, but it's because it's for the long-term game. You know, because the reason why it exists is because they believe in autonomous cars and stuff like that. So it's we gonna talk about that another time. But Uber never went. The last time the Uber went in profit was their first year they ever went public. Ever since then, they never turned it. They never made it money. They never made money. Every year they lose.
So we'll say that for
every year.
Yeah,
Uber loses money.
But I'm not.
They lose
they
billions
gotta win.
of dollars.
They gotta win somewhere.
Brian, serious.
So okay, like I'll give you an example. of a company. Okay, you know the Bugatti, right?
Yes.
Everybody know about the Bugatti. You know,
Yes.
especially if you know about Andrew Tate. You know about the Bugatti. Okay. So
go ahead.
That car costs about $3 or $4 million.
Okay.
Right now, Bugatti is owned by the company Volkswagen.
Okay.
I don't know if people knew this.
Okay.
But just to give you an example, it costs Volkswagen twice as much money to make that fucking car as they're selling it to you for. Mm. So every time they sell you that car, they're losing money. Mm. But do you know where they was? And this is when the Bugatti first came out. I don't know if it's the same now. But do you know where they made money at?
What?
When their stocks went up. Because when that car came out, there was so much excitement and hype behind it that Volkswagen stocks went up. Mm. So they made way more money on the stocks than they ever would have made on the sales. Mm. You see, they didn't give a fuck about it.
It was a different play.
Exactly. It was a different profit play. So that's what you see what I'm saying? That's what I was trying to figure out. Like, how the fuck are they making? They got to be making money some kind of way. Maybe not directly, but it's got to be some kind of indirect way of making money.
All right, Guadalupe said, it is all a big power play, y'all. The whole thing. BlackRock is getting up reconstruction.
Ooh, we need to talk about BlackRock. Oh, see, let me.
Uncle Larry.
Yeah, your boy.
Yeah, we'll talk about Uncle Larry now.
Yeah.
That's my boy. Crypto Endgame said, the people's attention span don't last long. The average person will hear it and forget it or won't care about it.
Absolutely. Especially if it don't affect them directly.
For sure. Guadalupe said, exactly, man. It builds into the system. It just washes until something actually breaks. Yeah, that's a fact, man. I ain't gonna lie. It's a lot. Like I'm really happy with my viewership, man. A lot of smart people here, and there's so much we can talk about, bro. Too. It's like,
oh my God, we only touched the tip of the iceberg.
Yeah, man. So I'm trying to see like how long we been on now, because I ain't gonna lie, bro. Like, how long? What we at? What, an hour 30 minutes? Okay, that's pretty good. We did an hour and 30 minutes. That was pretty damn good.
I can still keep going, but yeah.
We did an hour and 30 minutes. I think that's pretty solid, man. But we can't miss next week because it's so much we got to talk about. It's like I want to talk about the BlackRock. I want to talk about ChatGTP. My perspective on that. What's the other things that we said we'll talk about?
Ask your fans to give us some suggestions what to talk about.
Correct. Yeah. Okay. Cool. So I'll put it. I'll make a post.
Yeah.
I'll make a post, and
what they want to hear something.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And we actually pick one. We actually pick one. So I can do a post, and I can say comment topics that we talk about, and whatever one whatever people do, I'll make a poll, and whatever the poll wins, we use that. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. What else we could talk about?
There's a lot of shit.
There's a lot of shit, man. We can.
Cause we talked about like two things today that we said I want to talk about, but I forgot it. Okay, what was it? The ghost. The ghost. Right.
Yeah.
Ghost.
Yeah.
Because there's a ghost house in Indiana.
The devil house.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's some crazy shit.
That is some crazy shit.
But it's like we can actually we can actually drive to the house.
Oh, they tore the house down.
They tore it down?
They tore it down.
Oh shit!
It's just that crazy. The guy so the Ghost Adventures guy, he bought the house. He did his little investigation and got the house demolished.
Oh my God!
Yeah, it's just that crazy. The Indiana, it's in Gary, Indiana.
It's in Gary, Indiana. Yeah.
The Demon House.
Yeah, Demon House. Yeah.
Oh yeah. We should go. We can go to the plot. The plot, the land where it was on. Yeah, that's still there.
Yeah, I want to go to the spot.
And I think we should do some digging around and
so what we'll do is we'll record it,
and
then I'll cue it for the video, so we'll play the video, and then we'll see and talk about it.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
All right, so we'll actually go there.
We actually go there and just pre-record it. And then we'll play it while we're here, and then talk about what we're seeing.
And pray to God none of that shit follows us home.
Nah, bro. We ain't worried about that, man. But hey, I appreciate y'all so much. Thank you for hit the fucking like button if you in the spot. I'm risking my channel talking about this shit. I told you guys I already got one strike. They already gave me a strike on the shit I'm talking about. I gotta make sure I reword this title like entertainment only.
Entertainment
please.
only, yeah.
I'm gonna put entertainment only, please, not truth.
Yeah.
Please! You know what I'm saying? They try to take my channel down. So, alright, y'all. Crypto is my retirement. You guys have
One man, one plan. Yes, sir. I put it all on the line tonight. Yes, sir. That's me. I put it all on the line tonight.
Baby, can you come home? We don't need no money. I just need my baby. So baby, we gon' be fine. Baby, can you come home? We don't need no money. I just need my baby. So baby, we gon' be fine.
guys.
Educator. And
Ain't you tired of watching
it was
boring
really
shit
inspiring.
like this?
And I was really in kind of a